Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fan.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, February 14th, 2023, known as the Love Day, Valentine's Day. Got a little surprise for you in just a couple of minutes. We're going to take it back to one of the foundational things that we talked about a lot in 2020. It was the #1 song in the Java Cafe. Since then, I've had the opportunity to work with these young ladies known as The Loop, but we're going to go back and listen to one of our staple songs in the Java Cafe back when I used to play music and was on one of the local internet radio stations. And so we're going to play that in just a few moments. But happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Shout out to all the lovers out there that have somebody. Shout out to all the side pieces. Shout out to all the husbands, the wives, and whatever y'all are doing today. To all the single folks, take time to enjoy yourself, love on yourself, take yourself out, get yourself something nice. And remember that self-love is the best love. We're going to listen to that in just a few moments. Dow Drumright from Tennessee, good morning. Good to see you in the room, brother, as always. Nicole, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Happy Valentine's Day. Sister Debbie, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Mama Java, love you. Good morning to you and happy Valentine's Day to you. Sharon Cornelius, happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Sharon, what you doing tonight? I'm going to leave that alone. Auntie Java, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. To all the citizens of Java land, I love that. Heidi, good morning to you. Good to see you this morning. I was watching a video of some videos of Bishop yesterday and seeing you running around the church and running around and doing stuff. Good to see you in the room this morning. Soraya, good morning. Good to see you in the room, Sister Soraya. Nikki, good morning to you. Good to see you the other night. Having a good time out with Nika for her birthday. Happy belated birthday to Nika as well. And Nicole is saying, Pop, he said SYP. I'm just saying to you know, because Valentine's Day, you know, if you get that text or that note talking about, ooh, baby, I'm sorry, I had to work tonight, or something came out, or something came up, rather, that might just be a little suspect. So if they talking about they'll get with you tomorrow or this weekend, I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone. Sharon talking about she wish. Sharon, there is someone out there, and I know you still hold love and definitely for your spouse, but there's somebody out there that's looking Jesus. Ain't no way in the world you're going to be wearing them fishnets and not nobody. That's what I get. I almost lost some keyboard and mixer board again. Listen, I want to go ahead and play this song this morning. For those of you that remember, oh God, I'm gonna leave that alone. Ma, I'm just saying, I'm, you know, yeah. Listen, what did the old folks? I seen something on Good Times one day that said, just because there's snow on the roof, don't mean the fire's out. Or the fireplace ain't still burning. Anyway, let me pull myself in, and we're going to go back. And just as a tribute, you all remember this song, playing Self-Love is the best love, The Loop. All right. Just want to share that with you all this morning. We'll come back to some conversation in a little bit. Rihanna definitely is practicing some self-love. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Self-Love is the Best Love by The Loop.
If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. Self-love is the best love. It's the best, it's the best, it's the best, it's the best. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. Self-love is the best love. It's the best, it's the best in the east and the never west. Never ever stop me, you will never ever stop me. I will never let you stop my movement on. Never ever stop me, you will never ever stop me. I will never let you stop my movement on. I am the greatest, I am amazing, I am a legend. Brown skin's a blessing, blessing. Come join the quest in love. I am the greatest, I am amazing, I am a legend. Brown skin's a blessing, blessing. Come join the quest in love. Moving on, can't take me down, take me down. Moving on, can't take me down. Moving on, can't take me down, take me down. Moving on, can't take me down. You couldn't take me down if you wanted to. Cause even when I'm down, my self-love is full. I'm really good, sometimes misunderstood. My heart has seen it all, can't knock me cause I'm strong. My mind is marvelous, confidence is my countenance, keeping me right on top of it. You best believe I'll never quit. And when it's tough, I remember what I made of. I'm a queen, best believe I got a whole lot of self-love. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. Self-love is the best love. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. Self-love is the best love.
That was The Loop, everybody. Definitely one of the staples here in the Java Cafe. I felt like playing it. I got to be honest, I kind of miss playing music and blending and doing stuff. So one of these days, we'll be back up doing that. I don't know if it's going to be on WJ, or I don't know. But if we get approached about being on a station with some call letters, internet radio is cool. But yeah, call letters would have to be a very influential, determining decision if we go back to that. But I gotta admit, I miss the music. And so we played Self-Love is the Best Love. There is Nicole said today's the day you find out whether you're Nicole. Now, Shirley Murdoch, As We Lay. Barbara, tell me what song you were talking about with Barbara. If Miss T is on here, my mom, Sharon, what song is Nicole talking about? Shirley, As We Lay. I think that's the song you're talking about, but tell us who you're talking about as far as Barbara. Tay, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Teresa, I was just talking about you. What song is Nicole talking about? I was talking about side pieces earlier. Shirley Murdoch is As We Lay. I'm confused on Woman to Woman. Oh, I don't know that one. I'd have to hear it. I would play it, but you know, Facebook would kick me off. We were talking about self-love, and Rihanna is definitely loving herself. And I said in a post all the way to the bank, but I also found out that the Super Bowl halftime performers typically do not get paid. But there was a lot of chatter about Rihanna's performance. You all know during these award shows and performances, I put up posts and whatnot. I would guess the only critique I have is that the dancers reminded me of the little munchkins from Willy Wonka. But some of the stuff that I saw on the internet, y'all don't have anything better to do than to sit and just be ratchet and skip the artistry. We got to give credence to the fact that I believe she's pregnant. The baby bump was just there. I don't think that's baby fat, with all due respect to moms and women. I don't think that's baby fat. I think there's another bun in the oven. I think Rihanna did pretty well. Folks were talking yesterday about the fact whether she was lip syncing or not. I think that she sang over a track. If you're in a big stadium like that, I don't care about that. Like, I got these ear monitors in my ear. Sometimes you can't trust those. And so they probably had an undertrack under her, but there were moments when I could tell Rihanna was like singing over the track or whatever. I think it was a flawless performance in the fact that all that tech that went on with her floating, the floating stages and all of that other stuff. And I think vocally she did pretty well. Rihanna is not one of those riff and run singers. She sings, but and so I think overall it was a good performance. But some of the folks, I get it. It was the Super Bowl. I definitely am glad to see that we didn't see that much. Y'all remember Janet and Justin. Y'all remember a few other performances. And let me talk about a couple of other things. And I mentioned it yesterday, but the fact that they did the Black National Anthem, oh God, what is her name? Cheryl Lee Ralph sang that, I think was awesome. The NFL is doing better. Jay-Z is having his influence there. Oh, that's a whole nother conversation because some of the memes floating around from the Grammys about Jay-Z, y'all are crazy. All right, let's go in. Y'all seen it here. Sharon says sometimes I like Ratchet. All right, Sharon, Lord Jesus. Heidi said she is pregnant. Okay, so we got that confirmation. It was supposed to be like the Super Mario. Ain't no way in the world. What? Miss Teresa, I just caught what you said. Super Mario and the floating. That was good. I'll give you that one. Auntie Java said she was interviewed a few months ago and said she was 3 months when she was approached to sing. So say 6 months by now. So she's in her second trimester. Yeah, she shouldn't be running around like that. Nikki said, I think she did exactly what she came to do. I think that's what you're saying, Nikki. And it was a space theme. And I seen, you know what, Sharon? Sharon said Ralph was all right. Ours was better. Sharon, ooh, I'm not messing with you. The Colin Kaepernick influence was there, but I believe Jay-Z had influence there. Definitely as far as Riri performing. And I seen the stuff on the internet about the Bright Like a Diamond and the Illuminati. And I'm also seeing chatter, and I know I'm probably going to get into trouble. I'm also seeing chatter online about the performances at the Grammys. What is that man's name? I think he's saying "Stay With Me" or a whole bunch of red. I seen posts about references to their portals, in his performance and whatnot. I also seen a post where some had called for the gospel artists to get up and walk out of the Grammys because of that. That post also included the fact that there are very few venues and platforms, including this one, and social media, in which we do not dwell in and along with people that may not share our values. And so I will be very honest. Am I an opinionated person? Hugely. Was my temperament getting better prior to Java with Jimmy? Yes. Did Java with Jimmy and being a creative and open and accessing for people to give their critiques about this platform and me as well? Has that had an influence? Oh yeah, a little bit. For sure. I'm not going to front. That is definitely facts and real. And so at the end of the day, these folks are doing what they want to do. Whether Rihanna was paid or not for the Super Bowl, between her Fenty and all that other stuff, the sister is paid. And I think it was a good performance. And so, yeah. Testimony Tuesday. Self-love is the best love. Rihanna, if by any chance you watching, hit a brother up. No, sir. But it was definitely a good performance. Teresa saying, I was happy she didn't bring anyone out. Her catalog is huge. And so my understanding is she did 13 songs in 12 minutes. The artistry part there, you got to give her credit for that. I get it. Again, it's the Super Bowl. Maybe some folks wanted more lights, camera, action, more different type of sequence and dancing. Speaking of the dancers, shout out to brother Shaquan Reed, who was one of the dancers. He's from Boston. He was a part of Status Quo, known this brother since he was a little kid. So shout out to Shaquan. That was one of the dancers for Rihanna as well. And so we definitely want to name that and big that brother up. He's definitely Boston's own. He's not here anymore. He also dances with Chris Brown. But shout out to Shaquan for getting that done. Sharon says Sephora and me made money on her MV. Sharon, you know what? I can't with you. Nikki, that's right. She's a billionaire. So And Nikki, I get it. Listen, I'm learning that more now as a 50-year-old than I've learned in all my life. Auntie said it was nice not to see too much skin in. She said gyrations. Listen, Shaquan is definitely, I give her a high mark. Shout out to the dancers and Shaquan. Teresa said, shoot, I wouldn't be floating on nothing and pregnant. Listen, I wouldn't be floating on nothing not pregnant because, I mean, it had to take a lot of practice. It had to take a lot of trust. I don't remember if she was running from platform to platform, but it shout out to the tech folks and the designers and the production team that made that happen. And as Nikki said, you can't always make everybody happy. So that's it. Heidi said she has 1.4 billion self-love. And let's write self-love this way. I know y'all going to get me for it. And self-love is not predicated upon this, but that's Rihanna's self-love. How about that? And again, you know, when you're in the limelight and when you're a public figure, you are open and subject to opinion and whatnot. But one thing is the nastiness of it. You know, it my candor hasn't always been what it is today. But anyway, we grow. So no judgment on those that are opinionated and given their opinion in a less favorable manner. There's still room for you to grow too. I'm going to leave that right there. Good morning to you, Kelly. Good to see you in the room. Good to see you in the room. Wait a minute. She's about to launch Fente Kids. Now I'm about to indict myself a little bit, but the advertisements that come up on my timeline for Fente don't look child friendly. So I got to do some looking into Fenty. I thought it was adult underwear and, you know, boxers and silk robes and all that other stuff. Auntie, I'm mad that you know all this stuff. She negotiated serious insurance coverage if anything happened left field. Insurance and whatnot, the insurance is cool, but being pregnant, listen. Pastor Marion, I'm going to push back on you just a little bit there, and I get the point of what you're saying. Growth eliminates player hating. Growth sometimes, and I've moved away from saying haters. What I've started to say is that they are ignorant to who I am, and the saddest part is they are ignorant to who they are. And so growth sometimes, Pastor Marion, happy Valentine's Day to you. Thank you for the text this morning. Sometimes causes those that don't know who they are to observe the growth, the success, and rather than appreciating and enjoying, they demonstrate that they don't know who they are. I'm not going to say the H word, but Pastor Marion, I get exactly what you're saying. Auntie said pregnant and floating on the platform. Listen, I wouldn't float on a platform not pregnant if I could have children. The interesting thing is I like to be up high in a hotel, roller coasters. I like to be up high. But I realized last weekend, standing out on that balcony in Miami, I looked down and I was like, so shout out to Rihanna for getting it done and doing it. Heidi, I'm going to go to that in 1 second. Savage X Fente is adult. Now there will be Fente Kids. She's cornering the market. She better do it. Now, I know that's one area that she is cornering the market. Like everybody and their mother wants that Fente wear and all that. Heidi, I agree. Jealousy is an awful emotion. As much as I know that jealousy could be emotional, reading that is like, a light went off. It's emotion. It's an emotion. Emotion, rather. Heidi, that was pretty good. Nicole, those who matter don't mind, and those who... Y'all going to have me on an empty coffee cup by the time Java with Jimmy is over. Those who matter don't mind, and those who don't mind matter. How about that? Leslie said, height is a no for me. But Leslie, what if we're invited to sing at the top of the Pru outside? Would you come? I'm messing. Teresa said, that's a no for me on heights. Leslie, when working on self, you can't see. All right, y'all are going in on this Testimony Tuesday. Auntie Java, she has her fingers in many things that produce money and very creative. Plus, she gives back and is not published enough. That is the thing that I think is so most important. And some of them, like DeMar, and we got to talk about DeMar Hamlin's jacket. We got to talk about that. I seen the jacket. I seen the comments. But let's finish this part out, and then we'll move on to DeMar Hamlin's jacket. Sometimes those who matter are the issue. Woo, Heidi, Nicole, I got your point, but Heidi, I got yours too. Because when those that matter switch up, it's very interesting. Leslie said, yes, I'll sing on the top of the Peru. Teresa, and then we're going to go to DeMar Hamlin and get ready to wrap up this morning. At the end of the day, it's the end of the day. Riri ain't worried about self-love is the best love. All right. One of the other things that I've seen online, a lot of chatter about is DeMar. And let me see if I can get a picture up. DeMar Hamlin, if you all remember, he's the young man that fell out, essentially died on the field. They had to resuscitate him. Let me see if I can get a picture of the jacket up. Images. Okay. Second. Here is how do I do this? Open. No. Where is it? Open image in new tab. All right. So let's get the jacket up on screen so you all can see it. No, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. All right. So let's go in here and increase so you all can see. All right. Here we go. That's the jacket. In the comments, do me a favor and tell me what you observed on the back of that jacket. I'm curious to your thoughts and what you see on that jacket. Take a good look. Hopefully you guys can see it. Nobody said, hey, James, can you zoom in? What are your thoughts on the jacket? Let me get it full screen so you all can see it. Look at it good. Who or what do you see it depicting? And what is your opinion about how it's being depicted? I'm curious. I've seen some chatter. Uh-oh, there goes Teresa. Zoom in more, please. All right, let me zoom in more. Hold on. All right, so there's the jacket. I'm curious as to your thoughts. What do you see? Sharon said he tried. Who is being depicted there? And how are they being depicted? I'm just curious. I'm doing a real-time online poll. Nicole said she don't like it. I'm going to go try to get another picture of the front. Pastor Marion said mockery. Let me try to get a picture of here is the, let me get one. Okay, here is actually a better picture. So let's see if, open image in new window. Okay. Let's get a picture of the front and back. Let's show that to you real quick. All right. There's the back. There's the front. All right, here we go. I think there's the right one. All right. There's the front. There's the back. Thoughts? Mama Java said the devil. That is not right. Did a kid design it? It was given to him by Auntie Java. She said by a Cray Cray fan. It's the cross. Nikki, you see the cross. Heidi said it looks like Jesus on the cross. That is, Rena said, yikes. That is the general perception that I saw from everyone that has been talking about his jacket. Some of the comments that I saw was, how dare you, after the country prayed and you prayed and whatnot. And we don't know the message. And it brings back what we talked about, the embrace and a few other things. It brings back artistry. Do we want to believe that this brother is not making a mockery of Jesus and the crucifixion? Yes. And we have to name that we don't want to, as a society, overreach. I don't know if anybody's interviewed him about it yet, if anybody's talked to him about it, but the narrative that I've seen online is very interesting. And so I'm just sharing my thoughts about what I'm hearing from the community, social media sort of community, about the impression of that jacket, and also a little bit of Rihanna's performance. Just checking in with you all. Sharon Cornelia says Sharon said SpongeBob SquarePants Jesus. Heidi said majoring in the minors. Pastor Marion said, come on, the message of the cross is clear and should not be distorted, in my very humble opinion. With all his saying, thank God for bringing him through. Heidi says, so why are we offended? Naraki said, scary. Auntie Java said, this is not Jesus. Teresa said, ungrateful. Some of Jesus sound like Bernie Mac. Some of them. So I was just curious to what the perceptions and thoughts were. I'll look and see if there was an interview about it online anywhere. My eyebrow went up a little bit. I was like, wait, what? And then in the front there, in the front of the jacket, I tried to look in. Let me show you guys this again and see if I can zoom in. It's not a good picture, but if you look at the front, there is a more pronounced picture in the front. Where we go? Here we go. And so if you look at that, you know, I tried to look in and see where the teeth were and if it was people, and you know, it is interesting. I'll just leave that there. All right. We're going to get ready to wrap up, everyone. Just a couple of programming announcements. Tomorrow, we are having We Need to Know Wednesday. We're having a Wellness Wednesday with a brother by the name of, I keep forgetting this brother's last name, Brother Colin, who is a member of the Boston Wild Black crew and is also a bodywork massage therapist, really moves in the space of wellness. We've chatted quite a few times and we have some similar philosophies. And I'm like, bruh, let's just come on and talk. I'm calling it woke wellness. And so that's taking place tomorrow at 9 a.m. And then on Thursday at 9 a.m., we have the chief of environment and climate, which is Reverend Mariama White Hammond. I don't know if some of you have noticed in your electric bills, those numbers are going up. And so she's coming to talk about that. And I believe an alternative program that the city has signed or made available for folks to sign up for, alternate to the regular electricity providers. Can we talk this morning? So that's taking place on Thursday. And then on Sunday at 6 p.m., we have attorney Stephanie Ruiz that's coming in, and she's going to talk with us about her experience and the advocacy she's been doing for families who've been dealing with violence and need to move immediately for their safety. She's going to talk about what she's working on. There is a family that I believe is joining us as well that is in the midst. 14-year-old was shot, thank God not fatally, and they're in the process now of trying to keep this young man safe. And so Stephanie Ruiz will be with us Sunday for a Sunday Java After Dark. It may not be after dark at 6, but we'll be here at 6 o'clock on Sunday. And I think that is it for programming. The 26th, the invitation for Java supporters and then some Java fam is going out shortly. This is an 8 o'clock at night event in Dudley Cafe with no elevator. And so our mothers, and there's a little turn up piece to it. So mothers, y'all pray I don't know if I'm going to go live yet. I have to test the internet when I go through the walkthrough. But on Sunday, January 26th, Dart Adams, author and historian, local historian in Black Boston, hip hop, trivia, all type of music, culture. He's just a well-rounded, knowledgeable brother. Dart Adams will be with us, and also Sheena Collier. And we're going to talk about Boston, Black Boston, then and now. And that's taking place on Sunday, February 26th. More information is going out about that soon. And I think that is it as far as programming. Next week on the 22nd, we have Eric Lindsay that's going to come chat with us about home ownership. We also have an eviction attorney. And some may cringe at an eviction attorney. She shouldn't be putting people out. But she specifically targets supporting Black and brown homeowners to make sure that tenants aren't taking advantage of the system. And while I talk a lot and here lately about tenants' rights and what landlords should be doing when you pay your rent every month, tenants, I mean, there are some landlords that unfortunately have been scammed and taken advantage of, because the way the system works in Massachusetts, it is more friendly toward the tenant than it is the landlord. And on a local, well, I'll share more about that later. But ISD's standards, when they come out to look at things, they tell you that it's a minimal code. And if something is secure, though it's in the process of breaking, they don't deal with it. I said, well, what if someone falls down the stairs? If the stair breaks, well, then that's an issue for a lawyer. Aren't we trying to get the landlord to fix it through inspection so no one will fall down the stairs, namely me, since I use the stairs the most? Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to go too far off into that. Teresa said, our young people lack decorum and tact. Heidi is saying, we are so dogmatic, pouring that jar of judgment on the man. Sharon Cornelius said, January. I don't see the other thing there. Sharon, the icons don't pop up on StreamYard. Stasia's Cultural Arts Center is having a Black History Recital on Sunday. All right, Nicole, you'll probably be there, but if not, tune in with us at 6 o'clock. Heidi is saying, if I weren't in church, reading some comments would definitely keep me away. Sharon Cornelius said, tenant will take advantage, some of them. And then you got some good tenants that pay their rent all through the pandemic, made it, hustled, struggled, could have taken the moratorium money, still do, very much aware of that. But there's some landlords that he can wear whatever he wanted, but where were his people to say, maybe this is not the message you want to send, not only for the support you've received, but your overall brand. Teresa, let me tell you, I got a couple of people like that in my life that kind of keep me, when they see me getting ready to, I get texts and phone calls like, you all right? Pull yourself in, Jimmy. So you do need that wise counsel around you. All right, folks, we're going to get ready to wrap up this morning. Sharon said, me too, probably in reference to Heidi's comment about reading the comments. Let's practice. Oh, y'all, I've been sitting up here looking for something and it's sitting right here under the computer screen. Let's practice kindness. Let's practice love. And remember what I used to say, it's real. Sometimes you have to practice tough love, and sometimes you have to love some of these folks from a distance. You love them. Truth of the matter is, may not like some of their ways, but you love them in the essence of being a human being. But for your own protection and self-care, from a distance. All right. Going to wrap up with Auntie. Have had the tenant from hell, and now to have the tenant from heaven, and thank God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Auntie said, have had the tenant from hell, and now I have a tenant from heaven, thank God. Listen. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up today. We will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with Brother Carlin for Woke Wellness for We Need to Know Wednesday. Thursday, Reverend Mariama White Hammond, the Chief of Environment and Climate from the city of Boston. And then Sunday night at 6 p.m. All right. We will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to save the dates of March 23rd through 25th. I may do 3 days of an anniversary, do a night event, day event. We have the Red Cup Awards that are coming up as well. And so keep those dates in mind. Heidi is definitely our last comment, and I'm going to get ready to wrap up. Teresa Minus Santana, I personally see art from that is expressing gratitude. I don't understand why people are offended. There's a sacredness, and Heidi, I know you noticed, there's a sacredness. And again, we don't know, similar to the Embrace. We don't know what the intent of the artist or the designer of that jacket was. But I agree with Miss Teresa too. I'll take it to the word. Let not your good be evilly spoken of. Even though you can do all that you can to try to do everything right, cross every I, and cross every T. But as Nikki said earlier, you can't please everybody. I'm glad you all were pleased today and stayed in Java Cafe and joined me this morning. We will see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Have a great day, everyone. And again, thank you for being part of the Java fam, Java Nation, citizens of Java land, as Auntie Java says. Have a good one, everybody. Peace.